Okay, welcome back, guys. So this round we'll be talking about revenue per share. So this is a continuation of the previous video where we talked about price to sales ratio, right? And price to sales ratio, this is the formula, and we need to take the share price divided by the revenue per share. But we need to know in deeper what is this revenue per share is. Okay, so this is the purpose of this video. Yeah. Okay. So what is revenue per share? It means how much is one share worth based on the company's total revenue. Okay, a company generates revenue, right? So whenever we buy shares, we want to know the value of that share. How much is it when you own it? Okay, so let's say the company's total revenue is $1 million. Okay, and the total shares of that company is 1 million, 1 million units. So revenue per share is $1 per share. So very simple maths. Okay, total share, we just take the total revenue, divide by the total share, and we got the revenue per share already. So what this tells us, whenever we say revenue per share, means every one share represents $1 of revenue. So whenever people say revenue per share is $3, revenue per share is $5, so it just means every one, let's say it's $5, revenue per share is $5. So it means every one share represents $5 of revenue. Yeah, so this is what essentially what revenue per share means. Okay, now let's go through another one. So how much, okay, let's put another more difficult one. Okay, numbers lah. So how much one share worth, okay, based on the company's total revenue. So total revenue here, let's say is 2.58 million. Okay, 2.58 million. And the total shares of this company, they have 1.566 million units. How to know, okay, how much is the revenue per share? So we just divide it lah. We take the 2.58 million here, divide by 1.566 million units. And now we know the revenue per share for this company is $1.65 per share, which also means every one share represents $1.65. Very simple, huh? Okay, so now, okay, go to price to sales ratio. Now, price to sales ratio here means how many times the market is willing to pay for every $1 of revenue of the company. Okay, because you see now, once you know, okay, the revenue of the per share, revenue per share is $1.65 of revenue. This one share here represents $1.65. So now the next question is, outside there, the market, how much are they willing to pay to own your this share that is worth $1.65? Okay, I hope you get the idea now. Okay, so this is how it works. So how many times the market is willing to pay for every $1 of revenue of the company? So the stock price, let's say, is $10. Okay, and the revenue per share of that company, coincidentally, is $10 per share. Oh, so that means the price to sales ratio is 1 time. Why? Because the formula is you stock price divide by the revenue per share. That means the market is willing to pay $1 for every $1 of the company's revenue. Okay, now let's go through another more complicated one. So what is the price to sales ratio of this company this time? So the stock price is at $15.20. Then when you calculate, okay, the revenue per share is $2.50 per share. So what is the multiple? How many times people are willing to pay to own this per share that is valued at $2.50? That's 6.8 times. Because you take the stock price, you divide by $2.50. It's 6.08 times. It shows us whenever you see a price to sales ratio of 6 or price to sales ratio of 5, it just literally means, okay, like when you see here 6.08 times, the market is willing to pay $6.08 for every $1 of the company's revenue. This is just what it means when it comes to price to sales ratio. Okay, now, so let's repeat. Price to sales ratio is the stock price divided by the revenue per share. So if you want to know the stock price, that means the value, the real value of the company, you take the revenue per share of the company times, okay, the multiple, the price to sales ratio. And this price to sales ratio is the average price to sales ratio that the market is willing to pay. And that's how you get, okay, the valuation, the real value, the intrinsic value of the company. Okay, so stock price equals revenue per share times price to sales ratio, and you will get the valuation already. So in this video here, right, I'll be sharing with you, okay, on using trading view, okay, on how to find out, okay, the average price to sales ratio of the company, okay, so that you will know the price of the intrinsic value of the company lah. Okay, so in this case study here, I will use the trade desk, I will use Alphabet, okay, and also ServiceNow to demonstrate to you guys. Okay,